Hey there. I created this example of a sales pipeline. It's not yet done. We are constructing it, making use of it as an example. Right now, we want to talk about board permissions and adding people to the board. So the first thing we want to talk about is how to add people to a board. Right now, there's just one person on this board, being me, and I have another person who I'd invited. So I just search for them. This is the person. So I add them to this board so that they can have access. So this blue circle with a crown means this is the board owner. This is just a member. You can also make that person a board owner as well. So once you finish with that, you now have two people to indicate that there are two people with access to this board. Remember, this is an open board, it's not a restricted board or a closed board. So anyone can access this. Now, what are the permissions that we can change with this board? We now need to give permissions to the people. Remember, the permissions only apply to those who are non-owners. The owners have control over everything on a board, the structure, and things like that. So we're going to look into that. So to access the permissions, we go to these three dots at the top here. We click on those and we go to board permissions. So there are different permissions that we have on this board, and some of them are restricted to an enterprise version or not, but we're just going to talk about all of them. So right now people can view everything on this board, everything they can view, but there are permissions that we can change. For example, right now they can edit everything and anything on this board. They can change the structure of the board, they can edit the items, they can edit the column names, statuses, they can change anything. This second type of permission, which says edit board's content without changing its structure. So we are now, the structure is in the column names, things like that cannot be changed. A person can only change the data within that board. So we are talking about updates, sales statuses, items on that board, but the structure of that board to say this column, the name of the column, or groups, you can't change that one. So let's talk about the third option of board permissions. Here it says only edit items or sub items that a user assigned to. So there's a function to assign users to a specific task. In this case, you'd have to choose the person. So what we do is save, and then we'll go and see how that's done. This item has been assigned to the board user. Remember, the board owner has access to everything. But another user we've added here, this second user, let's assign them to item 2. Once we do this, we're going to see in their account whether they can change anything else. So we've gone to the account of the second user. As you can see, when they try to click on anything else, they really can't change information with regards to assigning people or changing the status of certain items. But because we assigned them only to item 2, they can change that information. As you can see, they can even change the name of the item, but they can't change the name of item 1 or 3. So that's how this works. Let's go back to the original account and see the last permission that we have. The last permission is write updates only. So in this case, people cannot change anything else, but they can write updates. For example, these are the updates we are talking about. Let's go to the second person's account, who is restricted to updates only. So let's say they want to update to say on item 1, we had a meeting. They can actually update that, but they cannot do anything else. If they click on anything else, they cannot change anything else, but they can do updates on anything. So if we go back to the main account and we want to see the update from the second user, we are back there. You click on that, you can see an update has been put. You can see an update has been put by Tawanda. There we have a meeting. So that's how that works. So this is how you can actually change the board permissions so that people have access to certain items. For now, we're just going to open it up for everyone. So in the next part, we're going to talk about groups and columns, how we set those up and what they mean for the boards. We're actually done with how to set those permissions.